Think about the last time you drained yourself for people who wouldn't do the same for you. Maybe it was a friendship where you gave too much, a relationship where you kept proving your worth, a conversation where you explained yourself over and over, only to realize they never truly listened. Here's the truth. Strong men don't waste energy on things they can't control. They don't chase approval. They don't argue to be understood. Most importantly, they don't waste time on meaningless distractions. We live in a world that constantly pulls us in different directions. Social media, toxic relationships, endless noise. Everywhere you turn, something demands your attention. But what if the real power lies in doing the opposite? What if focusing on yourself and staying silent is the key to personal growth, mental clarity, and emotional strength? That's what we'll uncover today. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, this video will guide you through the most effective practices to master self-discipline, protect your energy, and unlock a new level of inner peace. You'll learn how to eliminate distractions, stay calm amidst chaos, and build unshakable confidence without saying a word. If you're ready to transform your mindset and take full control of your life, keep watching. If you know someone who needs this message, share this video with them. Let's help more men break free from distractions and reclaim their focus. Now, let's begin. 1. Rediscovering self-love. Many men spend their entire lives trying to prove their worth, working tirelessly, sacrificing everything, bending over backward for people who barely notice their efforts. But here's the harsh truth. If you don't value yourself, no one else will. Think about it. Have you ever given everything to others, only to be met with indifference? Have you ever felt invisible despite all the sacrifices you made? I know this feeling because I've lived it. As a man, I dedicated my time, energy, and resources to my family and my work. I put everyone's needs before my own. I believed that by serving others, I would earn their respect. But what happened? The more I gave, the more I was taken for granted. I wasn't seen as strong. I was seen as someone who could be used and depended on, but never truly valued. This is where most men go wrong. They believe love must be earned from others when in reality it must first come from within. Self-love is not arrogance. It's not selfishness. It is the foundation of true strength. Imagine a house built on weak foundations. No matter how beautiful it looks on the outside, the first storm will bring it crashing down. That's what happens when you rely on external validation. The moment people withdraw their approval, you crumble. But what if you built your foundation differently? What if, instead of seeking respect from others, you demanded it from yourself first? The world conditions men to believe their worth is tied to how much they can provide, to how much they can endure. But tell me this, what happens when you give everything, only to be left with nothing? Who takes care of you when you are drained, exhausted, and empty? Here's the reality. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you the love and respect you deny yourself. That is a responsibility only you can take on. So how do you reclaim yourself? Start small. Set boundaries. Give yourself time to breathe. Stop apologizing for taking care of yourself. If you've spent years ignoring your needs, it won't be easy. You'll feel guilty at first, but ask yourself, why should prioritizing your well-being feel wrong? Who taught you that your worth is measured only by how much you endure? Stoic insight. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Seneca. Stop waiting for permission to value yourself. Take that power back. The first step to true freedom is choosing yourself. If you don't take it, no one else will do it for you. 2. Eliminating distractions to unlock your potential. My cousin was a young entrepreneur, full of ambition but constantly drained. Every time he got into a pointless argument online or wasted energy responding to negativity, he would lose an entire day stewing over it. His focus shattered, his work suffered, and his mind was clouded with unnecessary stress. Then one day, he made a decision. He stopped engaging with distractions. He ignored meaningless debates, unfollowed toxic content, and redirected his energy to his business. Within months, his productivity skyrocketed. His income doubled. His mind became clear. Now ask yourself, how much of your life is stolen by distractions? Social media, news, endless pointless conversations. You tell yourself you have no time to work out, no time to learn new skills, but you scroll for hours, jumping from one video to another. You react to every notification like a dog chasing a thrown stick, while your goals sit untouched. And the worst part? You don't even realize it's happening. Your energy is leaking, slowly, silently, through the cracks of distraction. You waste time debating with strangers online, trying to prove yourself to people who don't matter. You drown in news cycles designed to keep you anxious. You say, "I'll do it later," but later never comes. Here's the truth. If you don't control your focus, someone else will. In Stoic philosophy, Epictetus warned against being a slave to external noise. If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. In other words, let the world gossip. Let them argue. Let them get lost in distractions. You stay focused. So, how do you take back control? 1. Audit your time. For the next 24 hours, track where every minute goes. You'll be shocked by how much you waste. 2. Eliminate low-value noise. Unfollow, mute, ignore. If it doesn't serve your growth, it doesn't deserve your attention. 3. Prioritize deep work. Set strict focus blocks. 0 notifications, 0 distractions. What could take you 5 hours in a scattered state, you can finish in 1 hour with full focus. Now think about your own life. How many times have you lost hours, days over something meaningless? How much of your potential has been stolen by things that don't deserve your time? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The moment you stop giving your attention away freely, you reclaim your power. The moment you cut out distractions, you unlock your full potential. 3. Self-reflection leads to clarity and growth. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. If you don't take time to reflect, your emotions and circumstances will control you. You'll keep repeating the same mistakes, falling into the same traps, wondering why nothing ever changes. Think about it. How many times have you made a bad decision, only to realize later that the warning signs were there all along? How often have you reacted out of impulse, only to regret it after? Without self-reflection, you're living on autopilot, blindly following habits that no longer serve you. Most people go through life like a ship with no captain, tossed by the waves, drifting wherever the wind takes them. But a strong man takes the wheel. He doesn't let external chaos dictate his path. Instead, he pauses, reflects, and adjusts course with precision. I once met a man who blamed everything on bad luck. Failed relationships? Women were the problem. Missed opportunities? Life was unfair. But when he finally sat down and examined his patterns, he saw the truth. He was sabotaging himself. His insecurities pushed people away. His lack of discipline kept him from success. That's the power of self-reflection. It forces you to confront hard truths. But most people avoid it because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to stay busy, to distract yourself, to blame others. Looking inward takes courage. So, how do you do it? 1. Ask better questions. Stop saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" and start asking, "What choices led me here?" 2. Journal every day. Marcus Aurelius kept a journal, not to impress others, but to sharpen his mind. Write your thoughts, see your patterns, learn from them. 3. Take full ownership. No excuses, no blaming. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's your responsibility to change it. Every time you pause to reflect, you take back control. You stop reacting, you start choosing. And that's where real power begins. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Take that strength, use it, and watch your life transform." 4. Silence builds inner peace. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult requires a response. The strongest men understand this. They don't waste their breath proving themselves to anyone. They let their actions do the talking. Imagine this. You're scrolling through social media and someone attacks your beliefs, your choices, or even your character. Your first instinct? To fire back, to defend yourself, to make them see your point. But ask yourself, what do you gain? Will this argument improve your life? Will it change their mind? Or will it just drain your energy and pull you into pointless chaos? Or picture this. You're in a heated debate and someone throws a personal insult at you. Instead of taking the bait, you smile. You say nothing. You walk away. And suddenly, the power shifts. They expected a reaction, but you gave them nothing. Now they're the ones left unsettled, caught in the storm of their own emotions. Silence is misunderstood. People think staying quiet means weakness, that if you don't respond, you're afraid. But silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. It's choosing where to place your energy. It's refusing to let petty distractions pull you off course. In Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always have the option of having no opinion." Think about that. No opinion, no reaction, no wasted effort on things that don't serve you. Imagine how much stronger, how much calmer you would be if you mastered this one skill. So how do you apply this? The next time someone tries to provoke you, resist the urge to react. Take a breath. Recognize that their words only have power if you give them power. When faced with criticism, focus on what matters. Your work, your goals, your progress. Let results speak louder than your words. If you're insulted, laugh. If someone underestimates you, let them. Because silence isn't just peace, it's control. You are not here to argue. You are not here to seek approval. You are here to grow, to build, to succeed. Let them talk. Let them doubt. You stay silent, you stay focused, and you move forward. 5. Protecting your energy. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your attention. And certainly, not everyone deserves your energy. Yet most people spend their lives giving it away freely. To toxic people, pointless arguments, and meaningless distractions, until they're drained, frustrated, and exhausted. Imagine your energy as a battery. Every interaction, every argument, every pointless debate drains it. By the end of the day, you have nothing left for yourself. No energy for your goals, no focus for your growth, no strength for your purpose. You feel exhausted, but you don't even know why. I used to be that way. I thought I had to respond to everything. If someone criticized me, I had to defend myself. If someone messaged me, I had to reply immediately. If someone demanded my time, I felt obligated to give it. But over time, I realized a simple truth. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every conversation is worth having. Not every person deserves access to me. Think about the last time you wasted hours thinking about a negative comment. Did it make your life better? Did it help you move forward? Or did it just drain you, leaving you with less energy for the things that truly matter? Every time you engage with negativity, you pay a price. And the price is your peace. Your energy is your most valuable resource. If you waste it on people who don't deserve it, you have nothing left for those who do. So how do you protect it? You set boundaries. You don't respond to every message. You don't engage in every argument. You don't allow negative people to pull you into their chaos. You learn to say no, not just to others, but to anything that doesn't serve you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The world is full of noise. People will gossip. People will judge. People will try to bring you down. Let them. Their words only have power if you give them power. If someone insults you, let them talk. If someone doubts you, let them watch. If someone drains you, walk away. Not every battle needs to be fought. Silence is power. Focus is power. And the moment you take control of where your energy goes, you take control of your life. Starting today, make a decision. Guard your mind, protect your energy, and invest it only in what truly deserves it. 6. Solitude makes you stronger and wiser. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Marcus Aurelius. Are you afraid of being alone? Most people are. They see solitude as isolation, as loneliness, as something to be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that solitude is the foundation of true strength? That the men who achieve the most in life are the ones who have mastered the art of being alone? I remember a time when my life felt uncertain. My career was unstable, my relationships lacked depth, and I felt like I had no one to truly confide in. The silence was overwhelming. But looking back, that was the most important period of my life. Because in that silence, I found clarity. In that solitude, I found my strength. Most people fear solitude because they've never faced themselves. They fill their days with noise, social media, meaningless conversations, constant distractions, because they don't want to be left alone with their thoughts. But when you remove the noise, when you sit in silence, you start to see the truth. You start to understand yourself in ways you never have before. The world tells you that you need validation, and that your worth is measured by how many friends you have, how many people admire you, and how much attention you receive. But the strongest men are the ones who don't need any of that. They are self-sufficient. They are unshaken by the opinions of others. They are comfortable in their presence. So how do you embrace solitude instead of fearing it? Stop running from yourself. Take time every day to disconnect. No phone, no distractions, no mindless entertainment, just you and your thoughts. Sit with your discomfort. Face the insecurities you've been avoiding. Use solitude to reflect, to plan, to grow. Because when you no longer fear being alone, you become truly unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He ruled an empire, yet he sought solitude daily to think, to reflect, to sharpen his mind. The greatest warriors, thinkers, and leaders in history didn't find their power in crowds. They found it in silence. If you've ever felt lost, if you've ever questioned your path, if you've ever wondered who you truly are, solitude is where you'll find your answers. Stop seeking distractions. Stop chasing validation. Embrace the silence, face yourself, and come out stronger. 7. Cutting out negativity to improve your mindset. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Look around you. Who do you spend the most time with? What kind of conversations do you engage in daily? What information do you consume? Because whether you realize it or not, your mindset is shaped by the environment you allow into your life. A man once told me about his group of friends, guys he had known for years. They would sit around complaining about life, their jobs, and their relationships, but never took action to improve anything. Every conversation was the same: blame, excuses, negativity. He didn't realize it at first, but their energy was poisoning his mindset. The more time he spent with them, the more his motivation faded. Then there's family, the people you can't always walk away from. Maybe it's a relative who constantly compares you to others, making you feel like you'll never be enough. Maybe it's someone who manipulates your kindness, draining your finances and patience. You tell yourself you must endure, to be understanding, to stay involved. But at what cost? And let's not forget the biggest influence of all, the constant flood of negative news, online drama, and toxic social media content. Every day you wake up and expose your mind to chaos. You absorb fear, outrage, and division. You scroll through endless posts that make you feel inadequate, and you wonder why you're always stressed, why you struggle to focus, why your mind feels heavy. But here's the truth. If you don't take control of what you allow into your life, negativity will consume you. The world is full of noise. If you don't filter it, it will break you. If you surround yourself with people who complain, you will start complaining. If you constantly hear that the world is doomed, you will lose hope. If you let toxic people stay in your life, they will drain every ounce of your energy. Your mindset is a reflection of what you feed it. So, what's the solution? You cut out the poison. You distance yourself from those who drag you down. You stop engaging in conversations that go nowhere. You turn off the endless stream of negativity and reclaim your mental space. This isn't selfish. It's survival. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." If someone is not adding value to your life, they are taking from it. If a relationship doesn't help you grow, it's holding you back. If the information you consume does not educate or empower you, it's weakening your mind. Starting today, make a decision. Protect your mindset. Cut out the negativity, and watch how your life transforms. 8. Staying calm amidst chaos. A truly strong man isn't the one who yells the loudest, but the one who remains composed when everything around him is falling apart. In moments of crisis, when others panic, shout, and break down, his calmness becomes his greatest weapon. Picture this. A fire breaks out in a crowded building. Most people scream, push, and run without direction. But during the chaos, there's one man who moves with purpose. Steady, calculating, unshaken. He assesses the situation, finds the safest way out, and helps others without losing himself in fear. That man is not fearless. He has mastered his emotions. The world around you is unpredictable. Arguments escalate. Traffic jams test your patience. Unexpected failures hit you when you least expect them. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you become a slave to every inconvenience. But when you learn to remain still inside, no storm can break you. There was a time when I let external chaos control me. A harsh email ruined my entire day. A disrespectful comment made my blood boil. A sudden setback shattered my confidence. Every reaction drained me, leaving me exhausted and powerless. But then I learned a truth that changed everything. Nothing has power over me unless I give it power. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire filled with conflict, betrayal, and war. Yet, instead of letting his emotions rule him, he trained himself to respond with reason, not impulse. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So how do you develop this kind of control? First, practice pausing before reacting. When someone insults you, take a breath. When frustration rises, recognize it without acting on it. Observe the situation as if you were watching someone else. This detachment gives you clarity. Second, train yourself in discomfort. Sit in silence when your mind craves distraction. Hold back anger when you feel provoked. Face small frustrations without reacting, so when real chaos comes, you are already prepared. Lastly, reframe every challenge as a test. The next time something goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can I use this to grow?" A strong man does not crumble under pressure. He uses it to forge himself. When the world around you erupts in chaos, be the one who stands firm, while others lose themselves in panic, and be the man who thinks, acts, and moves with purpose. Because true power doesn't come from dominance, it comes from self-control. 9. Transforming your life through self-discipline. A man who only works when he feels motivated will never achieve true success. A man who only trains when he feels strong will never reach his full potential. Discipline is the foundation of all achievement. It is the force that separates those who dream from those who do. Imagine a man who decides to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to train. Not because he feels like it, but because he committed himself. Day after day, he fights against his excuses. Some mornings, he wakes up exhausted. Some days his body begs him to stay in bed, but he gets up anyway. 6 months later, he doesn't just have a stronger body, he has a stronger mind. Discipline didn't just transform his physique, it transformed his character. Or picture a writer who commits to writing 500 words a day, no matter what. It doesn't matter if he's inspired. It doesn't matter if the words feel forced. He sits down and writes. A year later, he has a completed book. Something that wouldn't have existed if he had waited for the perfect moment. His success wasn't built on motivation. It was built on discipline. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They start with enthusiasm, but give up when things become difficult. They want results without struggle and rewards without effort. But discipline is the price of success. It is what allows you to push forward when everything in you wants to quit. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He wrote, "Do what nature demands. Get a move on, if you have it in you, and don't worry whether anyone will notice. Be content with even the smallest progress." That is self-discipline in its purest form. Showing up, doing the work, expecting nothing, but becoming stronger with every step. So, how do you cultivate discipline? You stop waiting for the right moment. You start before you feel ready. You train when you don't want to. You work when you're tired. You write when you're uninspired. You don't rely on motivation because motivation is fleeting. But discipline? Discipline is permanent. The greatest men in history, warriors, philosophers, visionaries, were not ruled by their feelings. They were ruled by their commitments. They did what needed to be done, no matter what. Now ask yourself, what have you been putting off because you don't feel ready? What goal have you abandoned because it got difficult? Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. Cross that bridge. Start today. Everything we've discussed today, self-discipline, silence, protecting your energy, cutting negativity, and embracing solitude, is a path to mastery. Mastery over your mind, mastery over your emotions, mastery over your life. The world will continue to be chaotic. Distractions will always be there. People will still judge, criticize, and try to pull you into their noise. But you now have a choice. You can react like everyone else, letting emotions control you, chasing validation, wasting energy on things beyond your control. Or you can step back, refocus, rebuild yourself. Because true power isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling yourself. The strongest men in history didn't rise by accident. They didn't wait for the right moment or hope for motivation. They trained their minds, they sharpened their focus, they built resilience, one decision at a time. Now it's your turn. Which of these lessons resonated with you the most? What challenges have you faced that forced you to become stronger? Share your story in the comments, and remember, every moment of self-discipline, every second of silence, every boundary you set is a step toward the man you were meant to be. Keep going. The work never stops, but neither does your growth.